Six Flags Magic Mountain, the golden flagship of the Six Flags chain. This park holds the record for most roller coasters in an amusement park at 19. How do these roller coasters stack up against each other? Well, I recently had the chance to spend 2 days at the park in an effort to answer that very question. So what are the top 10 roller coasters at Six Flags Magic Mountain? Which ones didn't make the cut and why? Let's dive right in. Let's start by throwing out the children's coasters. Six Flags Magic Mountain has 4. Canyon Blaster, Magic Flyer, Roadrunner Express, and Speedy Gonzales Hot Rod Racers. These aren't meant for adults, so we won't be ranking them. Unfortunately, for the 2 full days we were there, 2 coasters never ran, so we obviously didn't get to ride them. Since we didn't get to ride them, we don't get to rank them. One of these was Superman Escape from Krypton, the Intamin Shuttle Coaster. A lot of people seem to really like this one, so it's a shame we didn't get to ride it. The other coaster we didn't get to ride was, wait for it, Twisted Colossus. So yeah, we pretty much just flew 2,000 miles to ride it, and we didn't get to. Do you know who did get to ride it, though? Jennifer Garner and her goons. They were out there both days we were to film a Netflix movie called Yes Day. The only times it ran was for them. I'm really disappointed we didn't get to ride it. This is a bucket list coaster for me, and I'm sure this would be my number 1. So, yeah, we're doing a top 10 list of Six Flags Magic Mountain roller coasters without Twisted Colossus on it. I'm not bitter, though. The 3 coasters not making the cut are Gold Rusher, Ninja, and Goliath. I have to point out that these are all fun roller coasters, and it's a testament to the quality of the rest of the coasters that these didn't make the top 10. Gold Rusher is an old aero mine train, and Ninja's an aero suspended coaster. It's different than most in that it has a second chain lift to bring you back to the station. Goliath is probably the biggest surprise here, since it's a hypercoaster. It was a little disappointing, though. I liked the initial first drop into the tunnel and the helix at the end, but other than that, it really didn't do much. These 3 are all in my Tier 3 category, but again, they're all fun coasters. At number 10 is the B&M stand-up coaster, Riddlers Revenge. This is a beautiful coaster with a great layout and some nice theming. I really wanted to like this one more than I did. I know a lot of people rave about it, but I ran into the same issue I run into with almost all stand-up coasters. It was a rough ride. It has the hard over-the-shoulder restraints, and it led to a lot of headbanging, particularly during the transitions. Without that, I think this would be a really great ride. With it, I'd be in favor of converting this into a floorless, which will probably never happen since this park also has Scream.
Definitely some headbanging.
Our number 9 coaster, and the first of our Tier 2s, is Viper. Viper is an aero steel looping coaster, and is actually the last one with 7 inversions still operating. Like most aero loopers, and, just like Riddler's Revenge, this one has the hard over-the-shoulder restraints, which leads to headbanging. I rode this once in the front and once in the back, and they were completely different rides. I loved it in the front, and thought it was really smooth for an aero. In the back, though, it was pretty rough.
was. That was very smooth for an arrow.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah, me too.
Coming in at number 8 is Apocalypse, a wooden coaster from Great Coasters International, built in 2009. This ride was originally known as Terminator Salvation the Ride, and is well themed to a post-apocalyptic environment. This is a fun coaster, and it really feels like it's out of control. But just like our number 9 coaster, Viper, it's a completely different ride in the front versus the back. In the front, I absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorites in the park. In the back, though, it was really rough, which dropped it to my number 8. A lot of people are going to say I have our number 7 coaster, the New Revolution, too high. Maybe so, but I love this ride. This is a classic Schwarzkopf steel coaster, and it's the first modern coaster to feature a vertical loop. You probably saw the late great John Candy and Chevy Chase ride this in National Lampoon's Vacation. This isn't the most intense coaster out there, but it really doesn't do anything wrong. It's smooth, weaves through the trees, and it's just a lot of fun. The brake run before the loop's a little aggressive, but hey, you still clear the loop.
Classic Revolution, whatever one this is. Oh, we're building up speed. Building up speed. We're not going to clear it. Hey, New Revolution. Or Classic Revolution. Through the loop.
That brings us to number 6, Scream, the parking lot coaster. This is a B&M floorless coaster which opened in 2003. This is a solid coaster. It's smooth, has some great elements, and has that distinct B&M roar. It's also a mirror of Bizarro at Six Flags Great Adventure, which was the first floorless coaster in the world. My only complaint is that it is a parking lot coaster, and theming and ride aesthetics really mean a lot to me. number 5 is the B&M inverted looper Batman the Ride. This, as you probably know, is a clone of the original at Six Flags Great America. The ride itself lacks the theming that some of the other Batmans have, but it still delivers. These are always fun, intense coasters in a compact layout. If you're going to clone a smaller coaster, it might as well be this.
Dizzy.
In ancient times, there was a legend of a mighty dragon named Tatsu. Tatsu feigned friendship with mankind, offering them secure passage through the skies on his majestic back. But alas, this was a trick. At the peak of his flight, he would release his constraints upon the humans and would laugh a sinister laugh as they plunged to their doom. Later, after his dragon paw closed for the night, Tatsu would find their corpses, take all their things, and bury them so none were the wiser, and the cycle would continue. Today, the B&M flying coaster bearing his name comes in at number 4.
Pretzel loop.
Coming in at number 3 is the roller coaster that bankrupted Aerodynamics X2. This is a 4D controlled spinning coaster, and it was the first of its kind. This thing is insane. Not only is it a roller coaster, but your seat rotates 360 degrees forward and backward. With the spinning, you really have no idea where you are or what to expect next. This is a very impressive and unique ride, and I can see why people love it so much. The only thing that kept me from ranking this higher is the restraints. I just wasn't terribly comfortable in them. Well, that in the days we were there, they weren't playing the music or running the fire effect, but I'm told that's fairly common.
That was nuts.
I know. Oh my gosh,
Shorter,
that's amazing.
shorter than I expected, though.
Our number 2 roller coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain is Full Throttle. This is a Premier Rides launch coaster with 2 forward launches and 1 backwards launch. This is a short but intense and outstanding ride.
Alright, I was going to do a countdown, but I don't feel like counting.
We're not gonna make it, we're not gonna make it, we're not gonna make it! Hey, we made it! What's it gonna do? Well, that's just phenomenal.
Which brings us to our number 1 coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Once again, I want to remind you that during the 2 days we were there, the only people who were able to ride Twisted Colossus were Jennifer Garner and her villainous thugs. Due to the consistently great reviews and my love for Rocky Mountain construction, there's not a doubt in my mind that Twisted Colossus would have been my number 1. But hey, we didn't get to ride. So our number 1 coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain is the new for 2020 West Coast Racers. This is a Premier Rides multi-launch coaster themed for West Coast customs. And it's a really great and well-themed ride that does a fantastic job of actually racing. There are 2 tracks, and you get to ride both. You get on the ride, race the other coaster, then switch to the other track and enter a pit stop while the other train loads. Then you race them. Both sides give you a nice boost of speed halfway through, have a great high-five element, and you get a couple nice little pops of airtime. This is a great new ride, and along with the fantastic theming of the entire area it's in, is a great new addition to the park. Overall, we had a great time on our trip to Six Flags Magic Mountain. It's a fantastic park, and worthy of its Six Flags flagship status. I'm disappointed we didn't get to ride the coaster we most wanted to ride, but it was still a good time. Next stop, Knott's Berry Farm. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to click the red subscribe button and the like button. You can also check us out on Instagram and Facebook.